What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rock, and I'm back with another video. For those of you tuning in my channel for the first time, go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe. And for those who are just coming back, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Now, today's topic is one that I'm pretty sure all of us can relate to. At one point in our life, we have all met someone like this. And what I mean is someone who can never take responsibility for anything. No matter what, it is never their fault. It is always somebody else. Mike Zimmer, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, took to the press after his team lost 31-30 to the Tennessee Titans to put all the blame on his star safety Harrison Smith by saying that he was freelancing too much, peeking into the backfield, and quite frankly just needed to do his job. Now, for Minnesota Vikings fans, this is all too normal because this is what Zimmer does. Anytime that his team has the lead, loses it, and then loses the game, he finds somebody on defense to blame. Or really, anybody. Anybody other than himself. He's never came and been like, you know, guys, this one's on me. My bad. I was too conservative. Wasn't aggressive enough. Or whatever the case may be, the fact remains is he hasn't done it yet. If you ask me, I say it's his ego that gets in the way and stops him from taking responsibility. My problem with that is this. You are the head coach. The buck stops with you. And honestly, Mike Zimmer calls all the defensive plays. It would be different if your defensive coordinator called the defensive plays. Then you could come to him and be like, yo, it's your fault. Or if you just had players calling plays, going out there and doing what they wanted to do. Then I could understand you calling out a player and be like, you can be like, yo, bruh, you messed up. You called the wrong play there. Or you blew your coverage. But that's not the case. As I said, you call all the plays. So when the defense fails, you fail. And anybody who watched that game, if you're honest with yourself, you could clearly see that throughout the entire game, the Titans offense had their way with the Vikings secondary. It was just crazy the entire game. During the first half, I would say that, that's probably when the defense performed at its best because they pretty much kept them to nothing but field goals. But that doesn't take away them allowing the Titans to just continuously march up and down the field because that's what happened. Also, Mike Zimmer has a habit of whenever his team is in the lead, he kind of takes his foot off the gas, hits the brakes a little bit, and likes to play a bit more conservative. And by that, I mean he likes to play prevent defense. Now, anybody who's a fan of football or knows anything about football knows one thing about defenses. You must stay aggressive and get after the quarterback. You have to. And players like Harrison Smith understand that you have to continue to be aggressive in order to make plays. So if every once in a while he freelances and misses something, maybe makes a mistake, sometimes you just you got to chalk that up and be like, hey. Because more times than not, it is Harrison Smith's instincts, aka freelancing, that puts him in the right spot to make these plays. Another problem I have with that is this. Harrison Smith's defense, he has a young core, very young core that lacks a lot of veteran leadership, especially in the defensive backs room. So those young corners, they look to Harrison Smith for guidance. And when they see you tear down a veteran like Harrison Smith, one of the few stars that you have on defense, it does nothing but build a wall between you and them. And quite frankly, makes you not want to play for them. Sorry, for him. Because if that's what you'll do to your star player, they can only imagine what you'll do to them when they make a mistake. It's no different from when you at work and someone makes a mistake and the supervisor comes out and chews them out right there on the floor in front of everybody. 9 times out of 10, when it's time for scheduling, you'll probably be going into the back office and being like, you know what, something came up and I'm not going to be able to work on this day. Or you'll ask somebody else to switch shifts with you just so you don't have to work with that supervisor, because you don't want to make a mistake in front of them, ever. So, with all that being said, I believe that Zimmer's comfortability in his role has led to this. And the 3-year extension that he just signed before the season started makes it show that much more. But if there's one thing that Zimmer should have learned from the Brad Childress time, is that the Will family does not care if you're under contract. If you have players who don't want to play for somebody because they're constantly throwing people under the bus, never taking blame for anything, and they're coming to your office and they're like, yo, I can't play for this dude, then I have no doubt in my mind that the Will family will cut ties with him quick and not have a second thought about it. Because I said before, what he should have learned from the Brad Childress era is that the Will family cut him and he still had 3 years left on his contract as well. And they had no problem firing him. Now, that's the end of this video. Go ahead and leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about this topic. And as I said before, like, share, and I'm out. Till next time. Peace.